On March 10th, 2026, Chuck Norris celebrated his 86th birthday in the place he loved most, the sun-drenched beaches of Kauai, Hawaii. In a video posted to social media, he trained with his son Matt, sparring against someone half his age. The camera caught his familiar grin as he looked straight into the lens and said, "I don't age, I level up." The world responded instantly. Fans flooded the comments with admiration, laughter, and awe. For a fleeting moment, it felt like Chuck Norris was invincible, not just the memes, but the real man who had lived decades with unwavering discipline and resilience. That video, simple and joyful, captured the essence of a life lived fully. It wasn't about bravado, it was about continuing to show up, to move, to exist boldly in the world at an age when most would slow down, a final, vivid declaration of vitality and presence. A sudden goodbye. 9 days after his birthday, the world learned that Chuck Norris had passed away. The announcement was sudden, quiet, and deeply affecting. There had been no warning, no long illness, no final farewell, just the unexpected absence of a man who had become a symbol of endurance and strength. The Norris family shared the news with a simple statement, noting that he was surrounded by loved ones and at peace. The internet, which had spent decades joking about his invincibility, paused in collective silence. In that moment, the memes and laughter faded because everyone recognized something essential. Chuck Norris's public persona was rooted in a profound truth. Beyond the films, beyond the jokes, there had been a man who faced life's challenges with courage, integrity, and unwavering dedication to the people he loved. Roots in Ryan, Oklahoma. Chuck Norris, born Carlos Ray Norris on March 10, 1940, came into the world in Ryan, Oklahoma, a small town where hardships were a part of daily life. His family faced deep challenges. His father, a World War II veteran, struggled with his own battles, and his mother, Wilma, raised her 3 sons largely on her own, stretching every resource to provide stability and guidance. Life required resilience, and young Carlos learned it early. When his parents divorced, he moved west with his mother and brothers, first to Kansas, then to California. Shy and introspective, he often felt invisible in classrooms and social spaces, carrying a stutter that made communication difficult. Yet beneath that quiet exterior, a foundation was forming, a drive to survive, to adapt, and to find strength where it seemed impossible. His upbringing planted the seeds of the discipline, endurance, and determination that would define his life. Discovering martial arts. At 18, seeking direction and independence, Chuck enlisted in the United States Air Force. He was stationed in South Korea, far from home and the familiar rhythms of small-town America. It was there, amid strict discipline and foreign surroundings, that he discovered martial arts. The training offered structure, focus, and a sense of control he had never experienced as a child. For someone who had often felt powerless, martial arts became both refuge and language. It taught him presence, precision, and the value of patience. He trained diligently, earning his black belt, and when he returned to the United States in 1962, he carried not only new skills, but a profound self-awareness. The shy, stuttering boy from Oklahoma had grown into a disciplined young man who understood the power of focus and the importance of showing up, ready for the next challenge. Rising through martial arts. Back in California, Chuck opened a small martial arts studio and began competing in tournaments. Early defeats tested him, but he refused to give up. He refined his techniques, endured losses, and honed both skill and character. By 1967, he claimed a significant tournament victory, defeating 7 opponents consecutively. The invisible boy who once feared confrontation had become a champion. This period was not just about trophies. It was about resilience, self-discovery, and the quiet affirmation that persistence pays off. Martial arts gave him purpose, a sense of identity, and a bridge to the world he had once felt excluded from. It taught him that life's hardest battles were often fought in silence, with discipline and patience, rather than in the spotlight. Hollywood and Bruce Lee Hollywood was not immediately welcoming. Chuck Norris arrived with talent, but no acting experience, connections, or agent. His breakthrough came through his martial arts studio where he met Bruce Lee. Their connection went beyond professional collaboration. It was a friendship rooted in respect, shared discipline, and dedication to craft. In 1972, Lee offered him a role in Way of the Dragon, where he faced Lee in an iconic fight sequence. Though he was not yet a star, audiences took notice. The friendship was tragically cut short with Lee's untimely death in 1973. Chuck carried the loss quietly, cherishing the mentorship and belief Lee had given him. Encouraged by Steve McQueen, he pursued acting more seriously, gradually building a career that reflected his authenticity, skill, and grounded presence, setting him apart from the flashy action heroes of the era. Career in film and television through the late 1970s and 1980s, Chuck Norris carved a niche as a reliable, compelling action star. Films like Breaker, Good Guys Wear Black, The Octagon, Missing in Action, and Delta Force showcased his skill and authenticity. Unlike other Hollywood action heroes, his performances resonated with realism and discipline. Yet it was television that cemented his cultural presence. Walker, Texas Ranger, which ran from 1993 to 2001, portrayed a principled hero, and millions of viewers were captivated week after week. In 2010, Texas formally recognized him as a Texas Ranger, honoring a life characterized by integrity, courage, and commitment. His professional success, while remarkable, was always secondary to the deeper values he lived by: discipline, honor, and dedication to family and faith. Personal trials and strength. Chuck's personal life was marked by profound love and deep challenges. His first marriage to Diane Holchek lasted 30 years, filled with both devotion and difficulty, including past infidelities. Even after their divorce, he maintained respect and friendship, demonstrating emotional maturity and care. He faced the devastating loss of his mother and first wife alongside the life-threatening illness of his second wife, Gina, whom he supported through exhaustive treatments. These experiences revealed his most remarkable qualities: unwavering commitment, emotional resilience, and the willingness to fight for loved ones in real, tangible ways. His life reflected a balance between public legend and private humanity, showing that true courage often exists in quiet, uncelebrated moments. Discipline as devotion. Even in his final years, Chuck Norris maintained rigorous discipline, seeing movement and training as an expression of faith and devotion. Kauai, Hawaii became a sanctuary where he could practice without expectation or audience. On his 86th birthday, he demonstrated the same precise, deliberate movements that had defined his life. The world marveled, seeing not just skill, but the embodiment of decades of dedication. His statement, "I don't age, I level up," was more than humor. It was an affirmation of continuous growth, presence, and commitment to life itself. Even in the face of aging, loss, and inevitable mortality, he remained active, engaged, and fully alive, providing a final lesson in resilience and grace. Legacy of humanity. Chuck Norris passed peacefully on March 19, 2026, leaving behind a legacy that extended far beyond martial arts or cinema. He was a veteran, a devoted husband, a father, a grandfather, and a believer in perseverance, integrity, and love. The global tributes that followed reflected not only admiration for his physical accomplishments, but respect for his quiet strength, his humanity, and the ways he impacted lives personally and publicly. The memes, the jokes, and the legends had always contained a kernel of truth. This was a man who inspired belief, who faced life's challenges with courage, and who never gave up. His story, from the quiet boy in Oklahoma to a global symbol of resilience, serves as a reminder that true strength is measured not by victories alone, but by the grace, consistency, and heart one brings to every day.